Welcome back to a new episode of TBH. I'm your host, Jay Specialist from thebeerheads.com. Let's get into today's episode. On today's episode, we're going to Milton, Delaware to the Dogfish Head Craft Brewery to view their latest release from this year. It is their one and only 61. Basically, 61 is an IPA, which is their 60-minute, which is a year-round IPA. But the thing about this one, they brew it with Syrah grape must. Now, the thing about Syrah, if you're not into wine or don't know too much about it, it is an amazing wine to cellar and age, as well as a great versatile to also blend many wines with. Syrah must is basically fresh, young grapes that have been pressed to create that grape juice. That's where you get that mustiness. So all that must has the skin, the juice, and the seeds still in it, and they basically brew this with it. Let's get this into a glass, and I'll let you know what I think of this one. Definitely get a nice, just sweet malt character in here. Definitely picking up some nice, just huge citrusy notes. Picking up some tangerine, a little bit of grapefruit-like notes in here as well. Definitely picking up a little bit of floral notes. Subtle, sweet grape skin quality in here, a ripeness of grape juice. It's real subtle, but you can definitely pick it up. It ripens up. Yeah, and it blends with that nice malt character in here, a nice little breadiness. It just mixes with the two. It's very, very nice smelling, and aroma is very subtle, but it's all there, and you can definitely pick it up in the glass. Cheers. That Syrah grape must does pop out in this one. That is very interesting. You typically get from Syrah a nice tannin-like quality blackberries and chocolate notes in there from the grape. Once you do that barrel processing, it's a whole new level. But just for the grape itself, it's a darker fruit character. Definitely picking that up in here. On the front of the palate, you pick up great skin tannin-like notes of the skin. The sides of the palate, you're picking up your pine needle-like qualities, very subtle. But the front of the palate still, you're definitely picking up some citrus notes. A little bit of grapefruit, almost grapefruit skins. When you peel that grapefruit, you're picking up that astringent note of character in there. Middle of the palate, you pick up that breadiness. You're definitely still picking up some little bit sweet note characters in here. That nice hop characters present. In the back of the palate, you get a nice, just subtle dryness in there. Which you normally wouldn't get too much on 60-minute, but definitely with that grape must, it helps produces a nice little subtle dryness on the finish. As well, an aftertaste of some grape skins, nice hoppy characters in here. You're still getting some nice citrus notes, and it's a balance between the two. But definitely the Syrah grape must does come out in this one. 61 from Dogfish Head. This is an interesting beer. That Syrah grape must, like I said, is pretty unique in this one, and it's playing a part. You definitely get that nice, just wine-like characteristics to this one. It's not vinous, but you definitely get a nice, just grapey, like skin quality, tannic, almost grape skin vibe going on the palate, and a dryness to it. You definitely pick up characteristics of 60-minute IPA in this one, and it's a really nice take on a beer. It's not something I would say is the hoppiest bitter beer for hopheads. I think hopheads are going to be pretty intimidated by this one, just for the fact it does have that great must in it, that Syrah must. And they're not going to be used to that. If you're not a wine drinker and you don't enjoy the qualities of what wine is, you're not really going to understand this. And you really might dislike it. But for me, since I do understand wine and I know about wine, and beer, it's pretty interesting that this is a pretty nice, unique beer in its own. I definitely say check this one out if you're a nice wine drinker. You want a big, nice, just quality beer, but still it maintains itself and it's real subtle too at the same time. Other than that, you guys, like I always say, live, learn, and drink. I'm going to enjoy my beer. You guys should do the same.